couldn't hold on. Second down and 10 to go for the Cats on their own 35-yard line. And Zuger going up the middle this time with Bobby Kuntz breaking into the 50, down to the 45, the 35, and he's caught from behind by Art Johnson. The ball is fumbled, and the Argonauts have recovered.
Well, there was one that Bobby Kuntz really got fooled on. He had a blocker ahead of him, one tackler coming in from his left, and Art Johnson, with that big speed of his, came up from behind, and as Kuntz moved away from the Argonaut tackle on the other side, Johnson really hit the ball in the elbow, and Kuntz at the same time just knocked it loose. A great play by Johnson. Bobby Kuntz relaxed at the wrong time.
That was a 49-yard run by Bobby Kuntz before he lost the ball. The Argos are now 1st and 10 on the Argonaut 26-yard line. They've got Barrow, a defensive right end now, in a four-man line, trying to put the heat on Rote. They fake the draw to McDougal, and Rote throwing long down the sideline here to Hernandez. It is no good. Johnny Henley had it and could not hold on for an interception. Argonauts faking to McDougal here, trying to get rid of that four-man rush by the Hamilton Tiger Cats, who have Barrow and Ray. Barrow 61 at right end, Ray 66 at left end, with Angelo Mosca 68 at left tackle and Willie McClung 65 at right tackle. Trying to put the heat on Tobin Rote, and he came out with time to throw. Lenny, the left end, is split off in a 2nd and 10 situation. Going back again to throw. Tobin Rote chase, throws a screen out here to Jerry Filt into the 25, and he's shot and dropped there by Zeno Kars, number 15. There was a big area there for Filt to go had Kars not caught him by the ankle. There's no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 10 to go for the Toronto Argonauts. And for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, going back to receive, we have Tommy Grant, number 18, and 22, Don Southern on the 35. Now, Dave Mann is kicking into this 15-mile-an-hour wind from the Toronto 11-yard line. Jim Andriotti is in there at center, number 41, since Argos have been having trouble with the long snaps. And this wobbler holds up with Grant under it on the 50. He moves into the 55, into the Toronto 54-yard line. He is hit and driven down by Jerry Filt and Bill Mitchell.
Hamilton, with Joe Zuger at quarterback, fails to move on the next sequence, and after an exchange of punts, it's Tiger Cat ball, 1st and 10 at their own 50-yard line.
Wasn't supposed to, but he does. They hand off to Kuntz up the middle, and he's caught on an ankle tackle there by LeBron Shields, and is dropped just at the 51-yard line, maybe the 52. It is 2nd down and 8 to go. So all these clubs have been doing a lot of juggling in the latter stages of the campaign. And a lot of newcomers have let his players in new positions have looked very good. Henley, 26, flanking to the left. Tim Reed to the right. Zuger dropping back to throw, and he's got that long one out there to Patterson on the 45, back into the 40, and is dropped on the 40-yard line and hit in there by 3 Toronto Argonauts and gets 20 yards on the play. Tom Maudlin in their defensive halfback, along with Art Johnson, moved up to make the tackle along with Jim Roundtree. And we'll have Kilray going in to replace Hal Patterson, number 77. Patterson is the top receiver in the Eastern Conference. He has caught 38 passes for 863 yards and 6 touchdowns. Zuger, by the way, in 2 games, leads touchdown passes in the Eastern Conference with 10, getting 8 of them in 1 game, of course. 1st and 10 now for the Hamilton Tiger Cats on the 40. Zuger out to the right to Tim Reed. Covered on the 35. There's a flag on the play, and there's a holding penalty. Hamilton Tiger Cats are called for holding. Dave Mann came up to make the tackle, and the Argonauts have made a number of changes defensively here with Morris playing out on the right corner. Roundtree as the right halfback, Andriotti as the middle linebacker, but he's been covering almost from side to side. They have Mann in there at defensive halfback and Maudlin. Well, the holding penalty brings the ball back to the Toronto 51, where it is 1st down over again, and 20 yards to go now for the Cats, who trail 7-0. 6.5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Joe Zuger going back to throw, looking to this right side on the dump pass. It is good there to Easterly. On the 40, there's another flag on the play, and he is dropped on the 38-yard line. And Tom Modlin, number 15, came up for the Argonauts to make the tackle. And let's see what this penalty is. Illegal interference against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And Jim Roundtree, the defensive captain, takes the penalty, at least asks for the penalty to be marched off. And this will move the ball back to the Hamilton 50-yard line, where it'll be first down over again, but with 30 yards to go.
Must have ruled that ball crossed the line of scrimmage. Instead of being a screen pass where there would be blocking permitted, a pass behind the line of scrimmage, the lineman allowed to block downfield. On this one, obviously, they've ruled that he caught it past the line of scrimmage.
First and 30 for the Tiger Cats. Zuger rolling out to his right, and he's being chased over here by Andreotti. He takes off to the midfield stripe and is dropped on the Toronto 49-yard line. 11 yards was the gain by Joe Zuger. Andreotti made the tackle along with Roundtree. It'll be a second down and 19 to go for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Joe Zuger rolling out of there, and his first receiver, Dick Easterly, slipped and fell, and this is what forced Zuger to take off. Henley is wide to the left. Tim Reed wide to the right. And Zuger on a quick kick. Pounds it down to the end zone. A good call here. He's got the wind, and it's going to be deep in there as Mann goes back to pick it up. He falls on the ball, loses it, and then picks it up again just as he is hit by Henley, and it is a 7-1 ball game, but there's a flag back at the original line of scrimmage. A flag at the original line of scrimmage. Rough play against either side, both sides. There's a rough play call against Hamilton. Now he has to repeat it against Argonauts as well. And this all happened way down back of the original line of scrimmage, so we missed the call. Just saw the flag flutter down. In the meantime, Coach Jim Trimble takes the opportunity to send in Carruthers in place of Sturt, and they've been juggling those two in and out of there with plays from the bench.
Rough play call against the Argonauts, and they're asking Zuger, did he want the penalty or the single point? They march off 15 yards now.
The second down over again, now with 2 yards to go. It is back to a 7-0 ball game. That was a 65-yard quick kick by Joe Zuger, but now they have second down and 2 to go. They were first and 30 at one stage on this march. Henley is out to the right, Tim Reed out to the left, and they give here to Big Ken Kilray, and Kilray goes into the 23-yard line before he is brought down by Jim Roundtree, and they have the first down. 10 yards was the length of the gain. First and 10 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats on the Toronto 24-yard line. They've continued to hold on to that ball in this weird sequence out here. The ball tipped away. Tom Modlin was able to touch it, intended there for Paul Decker. The telecast of this game between the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Argonauts is coming to you from Hamilton. Five minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Joe Zuger rolling out to his right. Gets away from Wilson, and the pass down here is good to Kilray to the 10, the 5, and he is touchdown on the 2-yard line. Ken Kilray, touchdown on the 2. 22 yards was the length of the gain, and Zuger, even though Big Andreotti was putting that heat on him, he knew he was coming, but he stood right in there and waited for Kilray to get in his spot to take the pass. It is first and goal to go now for the Hamilton Tiger Cats on the Toronto 3-yard line. Dick Easterly came out right, goes left. They give to Bobby Kuntz, and he is dropped on the 2-yard line and rolled back. There'll be very little gain, if any, on that, as Maudlin, Wilson, Johnson, and Strickler all came up to get a piece of Bobby Kuntz. Kuntz is still coming off that injury, and you can tell because he's starting out of there much, well, not much slower, but somewhat slower than he normally does. Toronto Argonauts line up in an 8-man, 7-man line as they send Maudlin back to cover. And here's Zuger rolling to his left. He's trying to throw that ball into that end zone to Reed, and it is too far. They went over the dead ball line, and Reed couldn't reach up for it. That'll make it 3rd down, and goal to go from the 3. And Don Southern hasn't come off the bench as yet, but Carruthers does, and he takes the play into the offensive unit with him. And coming out is 51 Hardeman Curitan. 3rd down, and 3 to go for the Tiger Cats on the Toronto 3-yard line. And Joe Zuger going to pass, and it's good there to Kilray. Number 16, Ken Kilray, with his first touchdown of the year. And that 60-yard march took a total of 10 plays and most of the quarter.
Southern's convert is wide, and so the Argos lead 7-6 at the end of the first quarter of play. Zeno Karst recovers an Argo fumble on the first play of the second quarter, but the Cats are forced to kick in 3 plays. The teams exchange punts, and it's Argo ball, first down at their own 10-yard line.
Toronto Argonauts will be 1st and 10 on the Toronto 10-yard line. Linney 75 at left end, Phillips 79 at right end. Shadow in motion left, man in motion left. And the Tobin Roach fakes the drop the middle. He's going to be throwing a long one down here to Shadow, and he's got... Oh, Shadow had it for 1 step. Couldn't hold on, and he was well in behind Golston, Grant, and Southern.
Well, there's an example of a guy with a sure pair of hands. He's getting in behind everybody and taking that little extra step, taking off with the ball before he really got it. He took his eyes off it, that thing went through his hand, hit his hip, and bounced up in the air. But a little over-anxious, a good enough game where you sort of look that ball right into your hands, make sure you've got it before you start running. He didn't.
2nd down and 10 to go for the Argonauts on the 10-yard line, and they gave Roach a lot of protection on that one. Nobody got anywhere near him. McDougall, a fullback. Hernandez on the right side, and again, the rush is on this time, but it's out there to Shadow, and Shadow is dropped on the 17-yard line. That'll make him 3 yards away from the first down. Golston was over there to cover him, and Golston was the only man on that sideline, too, because Shadow sort of slid out there. And Golston, it's pretty hard to beat Golston twice in a row. He was beaten on the first one, but he recovered on this one. Tommy Grant on Don Southern will go back. Man will shoot from his own 3-yard line. He's kicking with the wind here. And the receivers are down on the Hamilton 40. Bad snap. Still gets the ball away, however. And he pounds it Andy down to Southern on the 45-yard line. Chased down here by Bruce Claridge. Gets away from Claridge. And finally, Reckner brings them down on the Toronto 46. The Argos are really having their miseries on those snaps with that punter. 48-yard boot there. A creditable performance by Man, considering the fact that he had to feel that before he could get it. 20 yards to run back, and the Tiger Cats are 1st and 10 on the Toronto 46-yard line. Tim Reed set out to the right. Zuger looking to this left sideline. Now he rolls back to his right as nobody is open, and it's a long one down there. It's intercepted by Art Johnson. And he's dropped by Tim Reed on the 5-yard line. The pass was intended for Reed. He was in behind Johnson, but Johnson has about a foot advantage in height there, and he picked it off.
Nice shot there of Art Johnson, getting a lot of congratulations. He played that one well. Zuger throwing against the wind. Couldn't quite get the distance that he wanted on it, and Johnson knew that, and he sort of, he didn't let, you notice he didn't let Reed get too far behind him.
First and 10 Argos on their own 5-yard line. Man is flanked wide to the right. Shadow goes in motion laterally. They go to McDougal up the middle. He's caught by Willie McClung. Hit on the 9-yard line and driven back. Forward point of advance, they rule, is just between the 9 and the 10. So it's a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 to go for the Argonauts. We have a 7-6 ball game with Argos leading. And 8 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Norm Stoneberg is back in at center on 1st and 2nd down plays, and they give here to Hernandez, trying to turn the corner behind John Rollick, his guard, and he is dropped right on the 14-yard line. Mosca was in there to hit him, and this may be about a half a yard away from the first. Hamilton fans booing Toronto because they're not gambling, which is not an unnatural reaction here. The yardsticks are on their way out. It's looked like he was about a half a yard away.
Looks like they're probably daring Wurkowski to send it at barrel.
It'll be 3rd down with a half a yard to go for the Toronto Argonauts, and in a 7-6 ball game, back on your own 14-yard line, it's not exactly the spot to be taking chances. Grant and Southern will be back to receive for Toronto, at least for Hamilton on this Toronto kick. And let's just see what the Argonauts are going to do. Andriotti is going in there at center to snap the ball, and Mann will be booting from his own goal line. Good snap this time. And Mann pounds it up with Southern and Grant. Southern takes it on the 51, is up to the 55, and snakes in underneath to the 53-yard line. Hit there by Doug Campbell. The telecast of this game between the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Toronto Argonauts coming to you from Hamilton. First and 10, Hamilton. Reed goes in motion to the right. Zuger rolling out to the right. Pass down that right side. A great catch by Garny Henley. And he is stopped there by Johnson on the 36. "17 yards the length of the gain." This little Garny Henley, who goes in there at, 180 pounds. He's been with the Cats 3 years. Every time they bring in somebody else, they replace him offensively. Then have to go back to Henley again. Reed and Henley are out to the right this time with Easterly, and Zuger steps into that pocket and moves into the 28-yard line, caught from behind by Strickler and McNichol. The intended receiver on that play was to be Dick Easterly. He went down to the flag on the right side, but when he was covered, Zuger saw the pocket open up, and he steps up for 8. So it'll be 2nd down and 2 on the Toronto 27-yard line. Hamilton going against the wind and making it work. Zuger looking to that left side again, and there's a flag on the play. Illegal interference against the Toronto Argonauts, which will make it a 1st down there. 1st and 10, Hamilton at the point of the 24. They had enough for the 1st down anyway, but had they not, it would have been awarded. Toronto with Shields, Beck, Radzik, McNichol, and Smith, that defensive line. Back into the pocket goes Zuger, looking out of his left side, and Henley's got it, and he's gone for the touchdown. Johnny Henley went 24 yards. Gets his 9th touchdown of the year, and he beat Tom Modlin on it.
Southern's convert is good to send Hamilton in front 13-7. Bottoms returns the kickoff to the Argo 40-yard line, where it's 1st down.
Stoneberg 40 at center. 1st and 10 for the Argonauts. Man goes in motion left. Hernandez is back and in motion, and here's Roth going to have to hurry, and he goes to that sideline, and Shadow makes a great catch, but is he untouched? Yes, he is. They rule that he made the catch on the 49-yard line, and look at the protest from Tommy Grant. And Don Southern Southern has to come over to restrain Tommy Grant. Look at this. Hamilton fans, of course, are claiming that the pass was taken out of bounds. "21 yards was the length of the gain, and the Argonauts have a first down on the Hamilton 48-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Toronto. Man again to the left with Shadow. They fake to McDougal, and Rote looking for that long sideline to Man, and it is intercepted. And returning the ball is Don Southern. He is back up to the 25. Let's see what the interference call is. It's on the point where the infraction took place, which is on the 11-yard line. Illegal interference is the call against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and the Argonauts will have an automatic first down right there.
You know, there was no hesitation about the official calling that, Johnny. The flag was up in the air as Southern caught the ball, and he's right on the spot. You can't blame the Hamilton players for protesting just a little.
It's 1st and 10 now for the Argos on the 11-yard line. Man goes in motion right. Hernandez left. They give to Hernandez into the 9-yard line and is dropped on the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 to go for the Toronto Argonauts. Angelo Mosca was in to make the tackle, along with Don Southern. It is 2nd down and 7 to go for the Argonauts. Rather lively crowd here this afternoon. Jim Roundtree is a flanker. Number 20, he comes out to the right side. And Tobin Road going back to throw. Looking in, he's caught back there. Going to run the ball, and it is good here to Hernandez for the touchdown. Ron Ray, 66, is shaken up on the play and helped to his feet by one of the Toronto players. It's now a 13-13 ball game, and looks like we're going to have shades of Ottawa and Montreal all over again.
Mitchell's convert is good to send the Argos in front 14-13. The Cats failed to move the ball after the kickoff, and after an exchange of punts, it's Hamilton ball, 1st and 10 at their own 46.
24 flank.
14-13. The Cats failed to move the ball after the kickoff, and after an exchange of punts, it's Hamilton ball, 1st and 10 at their own 46.
24 flank out to the left, and here is Zucker going back, looking to that left side, sending it for Easterly, and he's got it on the 50 and is driven out on the 45-yard line. That's good for 19 yards and the first down as Jim Andriotti drove out Dick Easterly, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats, with 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the first half, have a first down on the Toronto 45. Coming out of there in a hurry now to get as many plays in as they can. Zuger looking down to that right side, and it is good on the 35-yard line. Easterly comes up another 10-yard pass. They rule him down on the 34-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 11. And it's now 1st and 10 for Hamilton. And Hamilton have had a knack of scoring in the last half a minute of a first half against Toronto most times they play. Here's Zuger going back with a lot of time to throw. Back onto the right side, no good. Intending it for Ken Kilray, it went into the dirt. Don Southern comes off the bench with 26 seconds remaining. On a 2nd down situation, they feel that there may not be time for 2 plays. Therefore, they'll go for a field goal and try to take a lead into the second half. "41 yards. They try to find a flat spot in that muddy area to kick it from. Bobby Jack Oliver's 49-yarder yesterday, the longest in quite some years. And the kick is wide, and running it out there is Tom Maudlin. He gets out to the 3-yard line, and he's hit there by 4 Hamilton Tiger Cats, led in there by Kilray. The gun sounds to end the first half of the game, with Toronto leading Hamilton 14-13. The telecast of this game between the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Toronto Argonauts is coming to you from Hamilton.
And so the score at halftime has Toronto in front 14-13 in this all-important game for the Argos. A loss means that the Alouettes will lead them by 3 points for the third and final playoff spot, with just 2 games remaining for each team. The Ticats are shooting to regain first place in this game as they trailed Ottawa by a point going into the contest. Let's get back for the second half.
Watch the bounce. It goes into the end zone, 5 yards back. C.R. Roberts now up to the 5-yard line. He is up to the 10. He is hit hard on the 10 and is caught by the ankles and is dropped on about the 13-yard line. And going in there to get him was John Rector, the Toronto Argonaut rookie. Jerry Wilson hit him first. That was a 70-yard kick and an 18-yard return.
You notice Wilson staying down on one knee there, wondering why Roberts was still going forward?
Easterly and Reed out to the right. They give to Roberts, trying to turn that corner. He's boxed in by Art Johnson and dropped on the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Wilson, Shields, and Mann all over there. This is the first time Mann has gone both ways for the Toronto Argonauts this year. Hamilton have Kilray 16 at left end and 75 Decker at right end. DeNoble 62 at left tackle, Nagurski 60 at right tackle. And they've got those 2 halfbacks flanked wide to the left this time. Zuger's looking to that down the middle now, and it is knocked down. Ron Morris stepped right in front of Dick Easterly, tried to intercept, and could not hold on. So that'll make it 3rd down and 7 to go for the Hamilton Tiger Cats on the Hamilton 16-yard line. Lynn Bottoms and Joe Hernandez come back to the near the midfield stripe for the Toronto Argonauts. And the Argos of Jerry Philp is a mid-safety man standing up there on the Hamilton 40-yard line. Zuger from his own 1. It's a high snap, and he tries to angle it out to the right. Bottoms up on the 40, up to the 35, and is dropped on the 35 by Ron Ray, number 66. So the Toronto Argonauts will have a 1st and 10 on the Hamilton 35-yard line as they get their hands on the ball for the first time in this quarter. That was a 25-yard kick, a 6-yard run back, and that 15-mile-an-hour wind has pushed right around now, and you can tell by its, well, you can tell its velocity by the fact that Zuger got only a 25-yard kick away. Lenny, 75, splits off to the right. Man in shadow out to the left for Toronto. Hernandez, 35, is out to the right. And McDougall, 25, the fullback. The rush is on. There's a screen out to the right side to McDougall, and he stepped out on the 34-yard line. He winds up with a gain of 1 yard on the play. Second down and 9 to go. Argos on the half.